Good evening, everyone. I'd now like to call the board's July 17th public meeting to order. My name is Kyle Cooper, and I'm the president of the police board. I'd like to thank KNTV for covering this month's meeting. It's being live streamed at kntv.org and on the KNTV app. It's also being televised on KNTV Channel 27. Along with myself, we have the following board members attending in person this evening. The Vice President of the Police Board, Ms. Claudia Badillo, Board Member Tyler Hall, Board Member Katie Liss, Board Member Arlette Porter, Board Member Andrea Safakis, rushing to his seat, Board Member Justin Terry, and Board Member Stephen Block is on the line, and Board Member Cynthia Velasquez is either on the line as well or will be joining us shortly. For Board Members Block and Velasquez, is there a motion to allow them to join remotely?
Yes. So moved. Second it.
All in favor, please raise your hands and say aye.
Aye.
In addition to the police board, we have the following city officials with us this evening. We have the first Deputy Superintendent, Yolanda Talley, representing Superintendent of Police, Mr. Larry Snelling. We have the Interim Chief Administrator of the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, Ms. LaConya White. We have the Inspector General of the City of Chicago, Ms. Deborah Witzberg, who is here for Deputy Inspector General for Public Safety, Ms. Tabara Richardson. We have the Deputy Director of the Chicago Police Department's Bureau of Internal Affairs, Mr. Timothy Moore. We have the General Counsel to the Superintendent of Police, Mr. Scott Spears. And as always, we have the Police Board's Executive Director, Mr. Max Caproni. We will now proceed to the items on the meeting agenda. Is there a motion to approve the drafts of the minutes of the board's public and closed meetings held on June 18th?
Yes, so moved. I second.
All in favor, raise your hands and say aye. Aye. Seeing all hands raised and hearing all ayes, the motion passes. The next regular meeting of the Chicago Police Board will take place 5 weeks from now on August 21st at 7:30 p.m. And that meeting will take place where all the Chicago Police Board meetings take place, which is right here at the Chicago Public Safety Headquarters. The next item on our agenda is the closed meetings. The Police Board meets in executive session to discuss various matters. Those discussions are closed to the public as authorized by Section 2C1, 4, 11, and 21 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Information on matters discussed in the executive sessions is included in the minutes of the meetings posted on our website. Is there a motion to close a series of future executive sessions as authorized by these sections of the Open Meetings Act?
Yes, so moved. I second.
All in favor, raise your hands and say aye. Aye. Seeing all hands raised and hearing all ayes, the motion passes. The next item on the agenda is police disciplinary cases. This includes taking final action on one case and then an update on the status of arbitration litigation. The police board hears cases when the superintendent files charges recommending that sworn officer be discharged from the Chicago Police Department for violating the Chicago Police Department's rules of conduct. The board, as authorized by the Open Meetings Act, has discussed in a closed meeting one police disciplinary case that we will be deciding today. We will now take final action on that case. Regarding case number 24 PB 3042, is there a motion to find Police Officer Marshall Andrews Jr. guilty of testing positive for and using cannabis in violation of the rules governing the conduct of the Chicago police officers, and to suspend him without pay for 90 days?
Yes, so moved. I second.
I will now call on members of the board for their vote. Board Member Badillo?
Aye.
Board Member Block? Aye. Board Member Hall?
Aye.
Board Member Liss?
Aye.
Board Member Porter?
Aye.
Board Member Safakis?
Aye.
Board Member Terry?
Aye.
And if she's on the line, Board Member Velasquez. I don't think she's on the line yet. I also vote in favor of the motion. Voting in favor are Board Members Badillo, Block, Hall, Liss, Porter, Terry, and myself. The motion passes by a vote of 8-0. Is there a motion to adopt the draft of the written findings and decision that has been reviewed by all board members who participated in deciding this case?
Yes, so moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Board Member Block? Okay. Hearing all ayes and seeing all hands raised, the motion passes. The written findings and decision will be entered as of today's date, sent to the parties, and then promptly posted onto the police board's website. I want to take a quick moment and do something that we haven't been doing in a lot of these police board meetings, which is to read from the board's decision to provide both the public who are in the room tonight and the audience at home a little bit of background explaining the board's decision regarding this disciplinary case. While the board has discharged officers from the Chicago Police Department in the past for using cannabis, medical and recreational use of cannabis is now permitted by Illinois law. In fact, this case that we decided tonight is the first cannabis case to come before the board before the legalization of cannabis in 2020. Officers who use cannabis are no longer violating a law they swore to uphold. In addition, because of legalization, there is less risk that officers who use cannabis will become involved with the person or enterprise engaged in the illegal sale, delivery, or manufacture of drugs. Nevertheless, CPD's policy of prohibiting cannabis use continues to be justified, and officers who violate this policy are subject to significant discipline up to including discharge. The police board, however, will continue to determine discipline on a case-by-case basis and impose appropriate discipline based on the specific facts and circumstances of each case. I will now provide an update on the status of litigation on the arbitration of police disciplinary cases. As many of you know, the case before the Illinois Appellate Court is still pending. As I reported last month, oral arguments were held last month on the issue of whether arbitration proceedings for the most serious instances of police disciplinary cases will be open to the public or will take place behind closed doors. It will likely be several weeks, if not months, before the appellate court renders its decision. Then there is likely to be an appeal to the Illinois Supreme Court. It therefore appears that it will be quite some time before the arbitration process is developed. Then, once a process is in place, I fully expect that there will be a backlog of cases to be heard, as all discharge cases in which the accused officer elected arbitration have been on hold for more than a year. I want to again encourage all the officers who are in the room and who are listening to continue to have the police board hear the cases involving the most serious instances of police misconduct, rather than wait an indefinite amount of time for their case to proceed through a currently undefined arbitration process. I assure you that the police board is committed to holding expeditious and fair hearings that uphold the due process rights of all parties. I believe the recent data bear out the board's commitment in this area. In the cases the board recently decided, it took less than 9 months from the officers being served with the charges until the board issued its decision. And since 2021, the police board has decided 45 cases following a full hearing on the charges. In 35% of those cases, the board ordered the accused officer discharged from the CPD. In another 35% of those cases, the board imposed a lesser penalty than that recommended by the superintendent. And in about 30 of those cases, the board found the officer not guilty of all the charges. These outcomes reflect a board that takes seriously its responsibility of impartiality and to assess each case on its own merits. I can assure you that for as long as I serve as president of the board will remain committed to that responsibility of deciding each case on its own merits. The members of the board are not ideologically driven and do not prejudge cases. Rather, we approach our role as a neutral decision maker, like baseball umpires, calling balls and strikes based solely on the evidence presented and the applicable law in each case. The police board website, chicago.gov/police board, will continue to keep the public informed on any new developments in the ongoing litigation and the status of any disciplinary case currently pending before the board. I encourage you to check out the news and police discipline section of our website for the most current information. At this time, I'd like to now call on the first Deputy Superintendent, Yolanda Talley, to give the superintendent's report.
Good evening. We started this month with securing 4th of July festivities throughout the city. From our neighborhoods to our beaches to our business corridors, our officers were visible and present citywide to protect all those celebrating during the holiday weekend. For the third consecutive year, Chicago successfully hosted the NASCAR street race over the 4th of July weekend, demonstrating a robust security and operational framework that safeguarded both the event and the entire city. The Chicago Pride Parade successfully closed out the month of June, drawing over 1 million attendees to celebrate the city's LGBTQ+ community. Despite the logistical challenges of back-to-back major events, CPD maintained robust safety protocols to ensure everyone in attendance was able to celebrate safely. We extend our deepest gratitude to the dedicated Chicago police officers who worked tirelessly through sweltering heat and canceled days off to ensure the safety of both the Chicago Pride Parade and NASCAR street race. We still have more summer events ahead of us, including Lollapalooza, the Air and Water Show, and the Bud Billiken Parade. As always, we will ensure sufficient resources are in place to keep all attendees safe, while also having sufficient resources in our neighborhoods. We're continuing to enhance public safety through new tools and stronger collaboration within the department. Just last week, we unveiled the new Public Transportation Section Strategic Decision Support Center focused solely on public safety on the CTA. This new room now has detectives from the Robbery Task Force embedded into the space, alongside SDSC room officers. The personnel assigned to this room can monitor the transit system in real time and relay that information to officers in the field. This allows for stronger collaboration between both officers in the SDSC room, officers in the field, and detectives investigating transit crime. These officers and detectives work across the Bureau of Counterterrorism and the Bureau of Detectives. They also work closely with CTA Safety and Security to strengthen safety across the transit system. These efforts are geared toward preventing crime, addressing crime, and bringing justice to the victims of crime. Thank you.
Thank you, First Deputy Superintendent Talley. Next, I'd like to call the Interim Chief of the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, Ms. LaKenya White.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. COPA recently published its Q2 report, and I'd like to share a few key highlights. At the end of Q2, COPA had 603 open investigations. 1,655 complaints were received during this period. Of those, 1,237 were referred to BIA, while COPA retained 418. The most common complaints involved Fourth Amendment, including improper searches and seizures of individuals or property. There were 10 officer-involved shootings in Q2. 182 investigations were concluded in Q2. 55 were closed with no findings. 47 included at least one sustained allegation. COPA participated in CPD's training sessions on de-escalation and high-risk vehicle stops, contributing expertise on legal analysis, tactical communication, and public safety. Community outreach remains strong, with COPA attending 60 events across 42 community areas in 33 wards. We also attended the Pride Parade. There were 6 video releases and transparency postings made during the quarter. If you'd like more detailed information, feel free to go on COPA's website at www.chicagocopa.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Administrator White. I now like to call on the Inspector General for the City of Chicago, Ms. Deborah Witzberg, to give her report. No report. At this time, I'd now like to call on the public who have signed up to speak to come to the podium and to address the crowd and the board with whatever they have on their mind. I would just ask that the speakers limit their comments to 2 minutes, which you'll be reminded that have elapsed based on the alarm that may or may not go off, so that every member of the public who has signed up to speak will have a chance to have their say. The first individual who's signed up is T.C. McCoy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Otha U. McCoy II. I'm known as T.C. McCoy. I'm a retired Chicago police officer with 28 and a half years. Before that, I was 5.5 years with the Cook County Sheriff Department. I'm here tonight to speak to the Chicago Police Board because for the last 30 years, I've been trying to get someone to hear the complaints of what happened on the west side of Chicago in the 15th District. I got 2 officers right here. Stand up. This gentleman did 12 years in the penitentiary for being framed by the Chicago Police Department. This gentleman right here was sentenced to 115 years in the penitentiary for a crime he did not commit. This is Officer Gregory Crittleton. This is Officer Edward Jackson Jr., better known as Pac-Man. For 30 years, I've been talking to the Chicago Police Department and they've been playing me off. Under the Deputy Superintendent Michael W. Hope, Commander Burge's first partner, they came on the west side in 1995 to try to frame me and Jerry Sappho, Howard Sappho, one of the original members of the Afro-American Police League, for doing my job. They gave an undercover car to a criminal to take to another undercover, to take to a criminal that looked something like me to do a robbery of an FBI agent. I've been working my butt off trying to get the Chicago Police Department to listen to us. Our lawyer has been trying to contact in the last month at least 10 times the Department of Internal Affairs, which he has not returned his call. I've talked to numerous people over the years in Internal Affairs about this travesty of justice. It took me 25 years with the people in the community to help me get this gentleman out of the penitentiary for a crime that he didn't commit. I got some paperwork right here that will prove, this is just a little sample, that these gentlemen were innocent and we were all innocent, and that the Internal Affairs Division, corrupt practices played an integral part in destroying the Austin community. I got the whole Austin community behind me.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. If you stay after the meeting, I'm sure somebody from the Chicago Police Department will be happy to speak with you.
Thank you very much.
The next individual who is signed up to speak is Sister Muhammad.
Thank you. I noticed you didn't call my first name.
Oh, sorry.
Zakiya.
Oh, Lakia.
My name is Zakiya Muhammad, community activist, and I am a part of the Men and Women Prison Ministry. As a matter of fact, I think I saw you at the C-Number picnic Saturday, brother. So I support what you all are doing back there. I just want to let you know that. But I live in Woodland Park Apartments, which is at 34th and Cottage Grove. There's a situation going on now that is out of control. Our young people have found a new spot to party and play loud music and fight all hours of the night. Our back bedrooms in the 637 building, which is right there by the church. Officer, you might be familiar with the area since you're out in the car. Sixth Grace Church is at 35th, the corner of 35th and Cottage Grove on the east side of the street. Well, our complex, Woodland Park Apartments, is right next to it. So they park right there along 35th Street, there next to the church parking lot, and they open their cars and they have a party outside. Then it stems around to Lake Park, where the residents in Lake Grove Village, right there at 3500. 3500 is the high rise that sits there at 35th and Cottage Grove, and they really get it on. Now, what I witnessed 2 weeks ago could have really gotten out of hand because they had a fight about 5 o'clock in the morning. It was a big fight out. Fire trucks came, paramedics came, police cars from all over. And one police was trying to break up a fight, and the young lady shoved and pushed the policeman. Now, I can remember a time when that happened, the police would kill one of us, just shoot you right there, okay? So I'm just saying, we need a car. When they first built that new bridge right there going over, there used to be a car there. And I have known from time, I'm here periodically throughout the years saying the same thing. I mean, any superintendent can tell you they remember me. Officer Hillard, all of them. Because I come and I complain, we need protection, we want to rest, we want to sleep through the night, and we want to see police presence there, especially on the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Zakaya Mohammed. The next individual who signed up to speak is Mr. Robert Terry.
I'm Robert Terry. I'm here today to show how the Chicago Police Department discriminates against the homeless and disabled. On December 15, 2022, at Bear Lounge, 3 were killed in a shooting outside the establishment. There was no summary closure issued. October 9th, 2023, Blum nightclub. 8 people were injured. They were shot, but nobody was killed. That again was outside the establishment. No summary closure was issued. October 7, 2024, at the J.J. Fish at 79th and Western, Paul Williams and David Swick were assassinated by the manager inside the establishment. This was a crime against humanity. There was no summary closure issued in this matter. On November 14th, the violence continued when I was attacked outside the establishment for protesting. There was no summary closure issued. On May 9, 2024, Happy Liquors at 79th and Cottage Grove, they were shut down with a summary closure because there was a killing near the location. On July 2nd, 2025, Artist Lounge, 4 were killed outside the establishment. A summary closure was issued. May 20, 2025, AB Liquor on 79th and Exchange. There was a summary closure issued for loitering, public intoxication, and noise. But in the case of 79th and Western, there was no summary closure issued when the manager killed 2 men. Please issue a summary closure for the J.J. Fish, where the 2 men were assassinated, and for their continued violence against the homeless and disabled when they attacked me outside the establishment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Terry. The next individual who signed up is Mrs. Davis.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Davis. I represent the 3rd District at 7040 South Cottage Grove. And I'm coming up here because I'm really concerned about our police and our community safety at this point. I understand that they're supposed to be having police doing more paperwork as part of the consent decree. And if that paperwork is gonna be so intense, I wanna know how are they gonna be able to do that job writing papers up versus being out on the street? Can someone answer that for me?
Mrs. Davis, because this is the public comment session, I'm sure somebody from the CPD will be happy to answer your question if you stick around after the public comment session to get the answers to the questions that I know you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
The next individual who signed up to speak is Mr. Robert Walker.
Again, my name is Robert Walker. I live in the 6th Ward in Inglewood, and I just wanted to get some feedback or some understanding strategically, specifically when it refers to the south and west side strategically in terms of reduction of crime. Continue here, crime is down, but I don't see that. I see a lot going on in Inglewood and other neighborhoods of color. And so one of the things I like to do is see numbers. You know, we talk about numbers, and and what that looks like. But one thing is not clear: how to best support our communities and look at those numbers and share those numbers and explain numbers. That's what I would like CPD to do for our neighborhoods. Explain those numbers, where they're getting some of those numbers from, and what that looks like, and how to better support our communities. Specifically, I'm referring to the south and west side of Chicago. But I'll stay behind because I do have something else, and I don't want to hold up time.
Appreciate the comment and appreciate you sticking around to get your questions answered, Mr. Walker. The next individual who is signed up to speak is Pastor Doyle.
Evening, President Cooper and the board, Doyle Landry. So what I've asked First Deputy Superintendent Talley, there's a page for each of you, and it's all tied in, because some things you can sometimes take care of yourself. Since the First Deputy made an impact, First Deputy Superintendent made an impact in Austin, I hope it isn't lost on anyone in the audience what happened when a 23-year-old black male got angry and threw a Molotov cocktail in a building and killed multiple people. Not white, not Hispanic, black. I hope it's also not lost on individuals also in the last month in River North when a 27-year-old black female going back and forth on social media about something minor decides, well, we already know the outcome. The point being is everything starts with accountability, and it gets tiring, and I'm speaking specifically to those who look like me in the room, because we're going to continue to have what we have until we decide to hold our race accountable. It's not fashionable to look in the eyes of black mothers who have burial plans for their children who they had dreams for. And we're not talking about white people and racism. We're talking about black pain, black disrespect, and black hate. So when I heard the senior citizen talk about what's happening in the ward that's populated by a black alderman, the reason why you have that copy in front of you is, again, that's a trespassing matter that I took care of myself. Because again, when you take care of self and you're taught to take care of self and taught that responsibility starts at home, again, the violence in Chicago, overwhelmingly, the data has nothing to do with white or Hispanic. It looks like me. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Doyle. The next speaker we have signed up is Mr. Vincent Stewart. Oh, do you want to go first, Ms. Edwards? Okay. I apologize. So the next speaker we have is Miss Jennifer Edwards.
Communities Organized to Win. What we've decided to do is look at different types of crime and bring it to our Area 1 and Area 2 police districts, and bring in some of the top chiefs and whoever to talk about it, because we don't get the information necessarily, or people don't understand the information. So we started on the 14th of June, we had a carjacking prevention event at the 3rd District. And so that's why I gave you the map of the 3rd District. And we talked a little bit about it. If you look on the map, you'll see the boxes are the hot spots that are in the area. You'll see the little dots, the red dots, that's where the carjackings have occurred. okay, in the 3rd District over a period of time. Those are the different beats that are on yours. And if you notice that the edge of, the left edge is the expressway. It's not on there, but that's the expressway. The right edge goes to the lakefront. So if you look at that and you see the carjackings, why would you think that they will leave and go to those areas? I'm just asking you all, what do you all think? Trying to be interactive with you. Look at it, anybody can answer that. What do you think? Well, I'll answer for you. It's because they can get away quickly, all right? The next page that you see is some of the incidents that have happened in the 3rd District area. And some of the things that we investigated with the data analyst, don't look at the names. This is what we presented, me and my pastor over here presented it. It's gonna take a little bit, okay?
Yeah, take your time.
Okay. And you will notice the green highlighted boxes, those were arrests. And the arrests were by the task force. They also used the license plate reader. The one over on the left, you look at the time of the day when these carjackings happened. They had the citywide carjacking unit come out. It was a robbery. They're doing all types of things, but look at the next page. You will see from 2024, the dark red area is where all the carjackings were happening, okay? 2025, you will notice there was a big reduction. And you'll see that it's shaded out. So the dark red areas, again, are by the lakefront, and then one close to where the 6th District is. So they've made progress. So I'm going to give you a quick summary of what has happened, what the progress was. And this was done at the 3rd District. This is where we gave the presentation. The carjacking prevention event showed a collaborative effort, including the Chicago Police Department, the Cook County Sheriff, and the Illinois State Police Unit, along with the Cook County Sheriff's Stolen Vehicle Unit. That's the other booklet that I gave to each one of you. I want everybody to register their cars, okay, because this will be helpful. The data presented at the event showed that the collaborative effort made a difference in the number of carjackings in Cook County, whereas in the past, the policing units worked separately. The data that we have is Chicago area Cook County carjacking incidents from January 2020 through 6/13/25 amounted to 8,688 incidents as compared to Los Angeles, New York, Philadelphia combined incidents in 2021, which were 1,914 carjackings. After the collaboration of the 3 police agencies, the 2024 number of incidents decreased by 40% to 1,268 carjacking incidents. So you see it made a big difference when the police decided to work together. And this is what we want to say thank you. I'm glad that they noticed this and saw that this is something that was needed. We're hoping that we're going to bring this information to other areas, other districts, with the support of the police department, with Ms. Talley. And we're going to try to have other things about robberies, the different things that are going on in our neighborhoods. We want to know why and what we can do to maybe help it, you know, and get the community involved. The stolen vehicle brochure that you have, you can register your car, and it makes a big difference. We had for the stolen vehicle that the Sheriff's Stolen Vehicle Department, whose recovery numbers went from 212 hours to find the car in 2020 to 52 hours in 2025. So we're suggesting that you register your cars, even if you have an old car like mine. I'm registering mine because they don't care about the cars now. The other person that's following me, Mr. Vincent, he's going to talk about what they're doing too. So
Great.
the community is trying to get together to do some things with the police, and we're trying to inform our neighbors about this. So,
Thank you very much, Ms. Edwards. This is very
Thank you.
helpful and informative.
okay.
The next speaker, as Ms. Edwards noted, is Mr. Vincent Stewart.
Good evening, members of the board, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you tonight. My name is Vincent Stewart, and I stand before you as a lifelong concerned resident of Chicago who, like many in our community, are deeply troubled by carjackings in the Chicagoland area. These carjacking events have touched the lives of so many. Beyond the immediate danger carjackings pose, they create a ripple effect of fear and insecurity in our communities that should feel safe. Like all of you, I believe we need creative, thoughtful, and effective strategies to help mitigate the pain and the aftermath of these types of events so that we can restore the peace of mind to our residents. In response to these concerns, in the fall of 2021, I developed a technology solution that I believe could serve as an important tool in mitigating and combating the impact of carjackings. Without delving into the technical specifics in this public forum, my solution is designed to assist vehicle owners and law enforcement in the rapid notification, tracking, and recovery of stolen vehicles. The goal is simple: to reduce recovery times and make it harder for carjackers to succeed in follow-on crimes and easier for law enforcement to respond effectively. As a technology expert, I know that there's no single tool or strategy can solve the problem entirely. However, I believe that this innovative resource that I've designed from the ground up, alongside the expertise and dedication of law enforcement, can make a real difference. Why is this important? Let me share a painful reminder about an event on April 4th, 2025. A Gulf War veteran tragically lost his life as a result of a carjacking right next door to us in Oak Park. His lifelong friend said he was the best of us. This devastating incident highlights the urgency of finding solutions to mitigate the impact of carjackings. Vehicles can be replaced, lives cannot. When armed with the right tools, knowledge, we can prevent senseless tragedies like this from happening. For me, it's about giving our city additional tools to help protect its residents, deter criminal behavior, and strengthen vehicle public safety so that we can all feel safer and thrive in this place we call our home. To show my commitment to the subject of carjackings, I've been in virtual attendee since Q1 of 2022 to the Illinois Secretary of State's Carjacking Commission, which is called the Vehicle Hijacking and Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention and Insurance Verification Council, meeting where Commander Andrew Costello of the CPD is generally in attendance and is a council member. It is my dream over the last several years that this project that I've worked tirelessly on could be an integral tool in the Carjacking Task Force Vehicle Public Safety Toolbox. I would welcome the opportunity to share more information about this solution and explore how it might fit into the larger public safety strategies already in motion. I'm committed to working collaboratively with all stakeholders, law enforcement, policymakers, and the community alike to address the pressing issue. I thank you for your time, your leadership, and your commitment to making Chicago a safer city for everyone. I look forward to being a part of the continued effort to protect our residents and neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. And the final speaker who signed up to speak at this month's meeting is Mr. Ash Shaji.
Hello, thank you all. This is my second time coming here. The last time I came, I raised an issue about the ongoing drug dealings in the side premises of the businesses. So summer started, the volume is increased. There's so many people are outside the business selling drugs. So when I am in the business, I can call the police because I know that's not good for the business. But when after I leave, then again the group will get wider. At night, it will be like more than 10 to 15 people standing outside the business just simply doing the things. So that create very unsafe environment for the customers and the kids and because I know there will be a solution, but the 7th District Police doing, this is the second July 4th. We didn't have any shooting up there because I was actively calling the police if something happened, so before I took over the store, there was a history of shooting in that premises. But since 2024, we didn't have any shooting up there. But because I was calling police and all the time. But this drug activity is out of my control. It's getting nowhere, even police come, they leave, they move around for 10 minutes, then come back again. So many people, so many customers, so many neighbors complained about it. So they don't, 98% of the people don't want this kind of stuff ruining the business and neighborhood. So.
Thank you, Mr. Saji. If you stick around after this meeting as well, I'm sure there'll be somebody who will be able to talk.
Sure.
Okay,
Thank you.
but thank you for coming back again.
Bye.
All members of the public who have signed up to speak have spoken. Is there a motion to adjourn this month's meeting?
Yes, so moved. Second.
All in favor, raise your hands and say aye. Aye. The motion passes. The meeting is adjourned.